What's up, Dog Nation? Couple hours after the Austin Peay game, and clearly, man, I was just really disappointed with the performance on the offensive side of the ball from Georgia. You know, I was listening to the Dog Nation post-game show with Brandon Adams, and I'm not alone on that. And you know, hats off to the defense. Got a lot of big-time stops all throughout the game. Had to go on the field with 2 turnovers. Got stops there as well. I was just, I don't know, I expected better from the offense in this game. Just the simple fact, like, these games against Austin Peay is supposed to be a highlight reel for this Georgia team. Like, Georgia is so much more talented than Austin Peay. We have so many better players than they have. This should be a game where we should just be able to bully them, especially on the offensive line. Like, that was the most disappointing thing to me today was the O-line play, especially on the right side of the O-line. And the reason it's so disappointing is because on my channel, on Dog Nation, on Uncle Lou's channel, a bunch of people that cover Georgia on the Players Lounge with Aaron Murray, like we all talked about all season long, all off season, like what are the areas of concern going into 2025? And everybody across the board pretty much said the same thing. Like, we've got to get better on the O-line, and we've got to go get better wide receivers. Thank God the wide receiver play, I think, has been better. Because last year, it didn't matter who we played. Our guys could not get separation, especially on third down. In third and obvious passing situations, our receivers could not get open all season long. And this year, I've seen guys running wide open down the field multiple times. And Gunnar Stockton hasn't thrown him the ball. So there's something going on with that. And Gunnar can throw the ball downfield. I mean, we've seen it before. So I'm not sure what's going on with that this season. But the other thing outside the receivers, which we addressed, we hit the portal, we hit high school, we got a couple of 5-star guys out of high school finally. Seems like the first time since George Pickens we brought in some 5-star receivers. Some good true freshman wide receivers are on this team that I think are going to make a big difference and be impact players for Georgia this year. But the receiver thing got addressed. The O-line really was just as big, if not bigger, of a concern. Like the way that we finished off the season, the way that we looked in the Ole Miss game, and then the way that we looked in the Notre Dame game. The Notre Dame game was god-awful. That was the worst offensive line performance I've seen from Georgia probably in the Kirby Smart era. The Notre Dame game was awful. And today, I mean, there were a couple plays in this game that reminded me a lot of that Notre Dame game. Offensive linemen were turned all the way around, looking back at Gunnar Stockton as they just got beat one-on-one, guy running free to the quarterback. And I just don't understand how when you have an entire offseason knowing, hey, this is the major concern of this football team, we've got to be better on the O-line. And how when we start out against Marshall, we go out there with our best 5, and Ernest Green, Juan Gaston leave the game. But even when they were in, like they didn't look good as a unit across the board. And today was even worse. Today was much worse than it was last week. Like we were whiffing on blocks from the first drive from on the right side of that O-line in this game. And it's just concerning, man, because this is a game where Georgia's O-line should be able to bully Austin Peay and should be able to win these one-on-one matchups. And they're not doing it. Like, the Georgia standard on the O-line, especially against inferior competition, is to dominate. And that's what I expected Georgia's O-line to do against Marshall and against Austin Peay. I was hoping we would start out against Marshall, be healthy, have the same 5-6 guys. You know, once we were up big, of course, put guys in there, rotate, and see what you got. But I was hoping that we'd have the same 5 or 6 guys play together and improve in the Marshall game and then come into this game and improve. And I don't think that we did that. Like, I think the O-line is a concern for me now. Like, I was worried about it going into the season. Now, going into Tennessee week, like, I am concerned. Like, I think it's a problem. It's something that's got to get straightened out in a hurry, because if we looked this bad at home today in front of a quiet crowd, and we're getting beat like that against Austin Peay, it just really concerns me for what's going to happen when we go on the road in Tennessee and we can't hear and we lose that second that the Tennessee defensive ends are going to have to get off on our guys. Like, man, I'm really concerned about that. So the O-line play, man, is really what had me so upset today. And Gunnar Stockton not being able to, I don't know if he's not seeing the guys downfield or why he's not letting the ball go when routes are coming open. I don't know if it's because he's had pressure. I'm not sure what's going on with that. But I was just disappointed with the play from the offense today. I mean, Nate Frazier, what was his main concern all offseason? Was ball security. And then here we are in game 2 of the season on the first drive. You know, he gets popped on the arm and fumbles. Humphries had a fumble today too. So 2 fumbles given away by the offense. Missing on blocks, Gunner not hitting receivers. And there were some good moments from the offense, but it just, against Austin Peay, I expected better today. Really, is just where it starts and ends. I expected better out of Georgia today. The defense looks good, man. They're flying around. Elijah Griffin looks really good already as a freshman. Who else did I want to talk about? Chris Cole. Man, Chris Cole is amazing. I mean, he lines up all over the field and can come at you from so many different angles. Really talented player. He just looks so big, too. I wonder how long he really is. Because that guy, man, he can get to the quarterback and make up a lot of ground really quickly. Got long arms. Just when he stretches out, man, he can get on a guy quick. Who else did I want to talk about? C.J. Allen. Kind of how I talked about last week with Raylan Wilson stepping in and looking really good last week against Marshall. I thought C.J. Allen did the same today. Like, stepped up and had a big game. Led the team in tackles. Looked really fast. A couple of really good plays from him. And we got our first turnover on defense today, which is something that I asked for. Where's my notes from last week? I know on defense, going into the Austin Peay game, from the defense, I asked for 1 turnover, 2 sacks, and under 100 yards rushing. I know that we got the turnover. I know that we got the 2 sacks. I haven't looked at the stat sheet to see what they ended up with rushing. I want to say they probably broke over 100 yards today. Brett Thorson, I asked to see him in this game, or was wondering if we were going to see him. Brett Thorson did come in and kick, so that was good. But yeah, man, I was just disappointed in the offense today, man. And whenever I watch a Georgia game, like, I think I watch the game different than the majority of the Georgia fans. And I used to watch this game too. Whenever I used to watch a game, I just looked at everything that Georgia did good. And then the longer and longer I watch football in games like Marshall and in games like Austin Peay, I'm looking at the game as what can we do to improve going ahead into the SEC schedule. And that's the way that I watch these first 2 games. Like, of course, I'm happy whenever Georgia's busting big, explosive plays, big runs. Zach Branch touching the ball, Peanut touching the ball. Both those guys look really good on offense. And there were some good runs all throughout the game. It was inconsistent from the O-line and from the offense today. In the second quarter offense, 2 weeks in a row now, has been god-awful. I don't know what's going on with that. First quarter, we got off to a fast start, and then in the second quarter, it's just bad. And then the play down there, the series of plays down there inside the 10-yard line to cap off the second half it was not good. Just not good. Like, if you can't get a yard against Austin Peay, that's concerning for me. When your offensive linemen are turned around getting beat and watching their guy run at our quarterback against Austin Peay, that's concerning for me. Especially when these two games have been at home. So the O-line, man, I'm really concerned going up to Knoxville. And I was talking to my buddy at halftime of the game because he called me. He wasn't able to watch it because he was at work. He's like, "What's going on?" I said, "Man, I don't know. Like, the right side of our O-line is just getting beat. Like, we have no downfield passing game. Haven't even attempted any downfield passing. And that, like, is that not concerning to anybody else but me that we go out and we play 2 scrub-ass teams like Marshall and Austin Peay, and we haven't attempted anything at all down the field? Nothing deep over the middle, nothing intermediate over the middle, no deep corner routes, out routes, no go route, nothing. No play action, go routes from Georgia. Like, we were built on that. Like, what happened to that? So I don't know if we're saving ourselves or if we're just going to magically turn it on offense, or if we're not showing anything. Brother, I don't know. I honestly don't. I've always found that frustrating in the Kirby Smart era. For as much as I love Kirby Smart, as much as I love the brand of football that we play, especially on defense, whenever we play inferior competition, and there have been times when I feel like our passing game has not been where it's needed to be in whatever point of the season that we're in, and we will play an inferior team, and instead of working on our downfield passing, we just do the same dink and dunk offense and run the ball. And I cannot stand the screen plays down the line, down at or behind the line of scrimmage to our wide receivers. It's just a wasted play to me. Unless you're throwing that ball to Zach Branch, it's a wasted play to me. I just do not like that play. And they say it's an extension of the run game and this and that. Why are we doing that when we could be working on our downfield passing? I've just never understood that. Ole Miss does it. Alabama did it for years, and it's just something that we've never worked on in these games. Like that, these games is basically like another practice against inferior competition. And we should use that practice to get better at what we're not good at. And I don't know. I mean, are we just going to magically turn it on this week going up to Knoxville and Gunner's going to be hitting receivers deep all over the field and we're going to save our deep play action shots for Tennessee? I hope so. I hope we just got it in our pocket and are saving it. And we're so confident in our downfield passing game that we feel like we don't even need to show it against Marshall and Austin Peay. I would be thrilled with that. But to see zero attempt to push the ball down the field was just something that concerned me in this game. So I don't know, brother. Just a sloppy performance from Georgia on offense. Defense, hats off to them, looked good. I was happy to see Brett Thorson get in there. So, I mean, there's stuff that we can build on. There were some moments from the offense that were all right, but just too much inconsistencies and getting beat too many times on the right side of the O-line is really where I'm at with this game. And I just expected better against an Austin Peay team that I felt like we should have bullied and dominated. And I'm not a guy that really cares about what the spread is. Like, I don't bet. I don't look too much into that. But the spread was 40-something. And we didn't come anywhere near that. And not only did we not do that, like we just didn't look good today as an offense. Like we looked out of sync. The second quarter was terrible. That's 2 weeks in a row the second quarter was bad. So, I don't know. We got to lock in. Like we got to lock in. We got to get better. We got to figure out what's going on with that O-line. And we got to play a clean game going up to Knoxville. Like I think Georgia is the better team. We've got the better coaches. Kirby has dominated Heupel in this series. We've got the better recruits. Like, I believe Georgia can do it, and I believe Georgia will do it. But, bro, we cannot go up there and turn the ball over and fumble 2 times on the road in Knoxville and give the Tennessee crowd a full head of steam to be even louder because our O-line's already struggling. So with the noise, Tennessee being 2-0, hasn't beat Georgia in a long time, I'm concerned. Like, Georgia's got to go out there and play their best. We got to get up on these boys early. Take the crowd out of the game. Play really solid football on the O-line. Get pushed for our run game. Get our run game going. And I'll just say this. Like, for the criticism today that I gave Gunner Stockton not hitting his guys downfield for whatever reason, man, thank God we've got Gunner this year. Because the way this O-line's looked so far this season, getting beat, looking at Gunner Stockton as their guy runs by them, they get all the way turned around and they're looking back at their quarterback. Gunner's gotten out of that probably 7 or 8 times already this season and gotten upfield for positive yards. That wasn't happening with Carson Beck. So if our O-line play is going to be like this for the rest of the season, we're going to need Gunner's legs even more than we thought just so he can escape the pocket and not take a sack. So, that's something positive to look at there. Like, at least when our O-line does get beat, Gunner kind of makes them look good and makes up for it. So, and we're going to need that next week against Tennessee. I'm hoping we play better, clean football and are able to go up there and play on schedule, ahead of down and distance, and get positive yards on first and second down so we're not in third and long all day against Tennessee. I do think we upgraded the wide receiver position. I don't think we've showed everything that Noah Thomas and Colby Young are going to do. Like I wrote down in today's game, like Colby Young's got to touch the ball more and not just at the line of scrimmage. Noah Thomas as well. And then we got 2 talented freshman wide receivers that are bigger too. I think these guys can create separation this season. Gunner's just got to hit them. He's just got to step up and hit them. I'm not sure what's going on with that. So, I mean, this is the week, man. Like, this is where we're going to find out everything. What we're going to find out this week, like, what we got in this 2025 Georgia Bulldogs team. Like, we need to go up here and beat Tennessee. Have to. Because the week after that, we're playing an Alabama team that it seems like no matter how much better we are than them, we just cannot beat them. Like, there's no reason we should have been down to Bama 28-0 in the first quarter last year. And as bad as they looked against Florida State, man, like this is Georgia year. Like you got to beat Alabama. But we can't drop this one to Tennessee. Like if we can get out of this month, this first month of football, our first 4 games and be 4-0, all of our goals are so much easier to attain. Like Georgia's looking really good if we get out of the gate 4-0. 3-1, like you're still all right, but you got a lot of tough games left. So, and as disappointed as I was in Georgia's performance on offense today, at least we didn't look like Clemson. At least we didn't lose like Florida at home. Like South Florida, man, like is not a pushover. Like South Florida went into Tuscaloosa, played them tough last year. I kind of feel like they got used to that atmosphere. They were able to go on the road and beat Florida today. So Florida, even though they lost, man, like even though all these teams are losing, Bama, Florida, other teams that we're going to play down the road in our schedule, like that's just motivating these teams to have to beat Georgia more. Like these guys are going to need these signature wins against Georgia. DeBoer is going to have to beat Georgia to make up for losing to Florida State. And then Billy Napier, you know, if Billy Napier is coaching for his job, he's got to have the Georgia game. It just makes him more desperate. So Georgia's got to be on their P's and Q's, man. Like everybody's coming for you this season, and you got to beat Alabama this year. But I mean, the season right now is Tennessee. Like you got to find a way to play clean football against Tennessee. You got to go up there and get this win. But we're gonna find out what Georgia's got, and hopefully we go up there with our best starting 5 on the offensive line. And play good football, man. But right now, I'm concerned. Like I really am going into this Tennessee game. So we'll see. We'll see what happens this week. We'll see who the starting 5 are. 7 days from now, and we'll see what happens. I think the Dawgs can do it, but we got to play cleaner than we did today. We got to play hungrier, cleaner. We got to be nasty up there. We got to go up there with an attitude, and we got to mean business, and we got to punch them in the mouth. And we can't let them up. We got to take that crowd out of the game early. So big challenge for Georgia coming up. Tennessee's looked good so far. So it should be a good game. I'm trusting that Kirby Smart and that defense are gonna contain the Tennessee offense like they've done in years past. It's what I'm hoping for. So all right, guys, I'm gonna hop off of here. Go Dogs. I'll see y'all in a couple days for the Tennessee preview video.